say, thank goodness that's over? Does that sort of define this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly stressful, mentally, physically, and just there's not a lot of margin for error. Really take advantage of any mistakes that you make. Fundamentally, alignment with your eyes, how you're supporting the run, with the secondary. You just you're a little bit late reacting, or you false step, whatever. They really take advantage of you, and we're very methodical in their approach. A lot of teams get bored with doing the basic fundamental things over and over and over, and they get a little bit anxious and a little bit nosy, and the wheels start falling off. So very uncomfortable preparation.
I'm assuming that's a credit to them that they do what they do and they do it well.
It's a great system, and then they've got good players executing it, whether they're throwing it outside with a quarterback. The quarterback's a big difference for them, and their line is a little bit better than what they were a year ago. The quarterback can, again, as an instinctual decision maker. His speed, quickness, explosiveness. He's got big live arms, so it's a great combination for them. And so, it'll be a great challenge for us.
How confident are you that Grady and the other guys in the middle can control their area and maybe take away that dive and put them on their heels?
Confident that they're going to do it. I know that I'm confident they're going to work at preparing themselves to do it, and that's why you play. You're going to have to do it, and you're going to have to do it snap after snap after snap after snap. And, you're going to get your nose bloodied inside, and that's just part of the gig. And if you're going to play well, those guys got to like it. They got to relish that opportunity for that kind of fight, inside. So we'll see. I'm confident in our guys. Respect for the game, respect for the opponent, respect for the job that they have to do. They recognize this is, again, the biggest challenge we've had up to this point, and it's not even close. So nobody stopped these guys, and they're playing with great chemistry, and you don't really see a weakness anywhere on their offense for what they do.
TJ Green must have mentioned his eyes 4 or 5 times yesterday. Like, for the position that he plays against an offense like that, why are the eyes so important?
Well, again, you got to run and pass scheme. So if the guy's releasing and running a wheel route, you got to cover him. But if he's releasing and it looks the same, but he's actually arc blocking, and again, you got to set the edge and leverage the football now, not later. And the softer you are setting the edge in the run game, the bigger seams they have from inside out. So recognizing, trusting, and reacting to your keys it's everything. But that's no different than that nose guard, reading the proper shoulder of the guard at the center. That's no different than the Mike linebacker, reading his keys, being the fullback. So those are touchdown mistakes across the board when you get lazy or you get too casual in those things.
When does preparation for this game begin? Did you touch on a little bit in the spring and touch on a little bit in camp?
A little bit, fall camp, and shoot cut blocks every day that you're in pads, so it's a year-round thing,
Is there any less burden on preparation for you maybe this year because you've got such an experienced core group of guys?
Well, I think there's some truth to that, but you still got to go practice the fundamentals that it takes, because those fundamentals are different. The squeeze and the closing and the pad level and the feet and the eyes. The DN can't try to play the dive in the quarterback. It just can't happen. And but they know. So this isn't their first rodeo, so to speak, and but they have to be, have again that desperation that I got to do my job, or we're going to lose. And I got to do my job every single play. And but I think that the older, mature guys that recognize why, you got to have that urgency and why you got to do your job. How it all fits together. Having those older guys that recognize, what it takes.
Everybody talks about their cut blocking in the offensive line, but when I watch them and they get that 8 to 10 yard gain or a touchdown, somebody's blocking really well out on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what you see out of that.
Yeah, those guys, again, whether they're cracking, they got 6'4", 6'5", 230-plus pound receivers cracking, safeties that are smaller than that, and or blocking a corner. And a lot of, outside in blocking and, whacking you from angles that you're not seeing guys. So that's a huge part of the run game is, again, tying guys up, getting leverage on your entry points, and getting the ball outside. So it's a big part of what they do. And then the play action game set up off of it.
In the couple of years you've faced them, as their quarterbacks play hasn't really given them a whole lot in terms of passing the ball. Would you say Thomas is?
I think this is their
good as
best
they
quarterback.
Yeah.
It looks like his decision making's better. He's a better arm, and he's got great speed. So he makes good decisions.
And I guess it helps that he's got a receiver in Smelter who's probably
Sure.
better than anything in that sense.
Yeah, I think
All of that
he's
combined.
another year more mature and understands his role, and obviously they're more comfortable and confident in throwing it to him.
Do you do major tweaks each year that you face these guys, or is the defense pretty much the same and it's just like we have to just go do what we
No,
have to
I
do?
mean there's certain things that you'll carry. You got to stop the dive, quarterback, and the pitch, and that's every play. And but you have to continue to evolve and look at ways to improve, and obviously try to think how they think as well. You study yourself, and they're just not going to run their head into the wall. If something wasn't working, they're going to find ways to fix it and to attack you different ways. So I think you have to continue to nourish that, massage your plan and certain schemes, no doubt.
So avoiding the big plays always one of emphasis each week, but even more so this week just because of the way they operate.
Yeah, I think they're very comfortable working at 3 and 4 yards a pop as well. But explosive plays are always a huge part, winning and losing, as well as turnovers. You win those two battles, you typically win the game. So this week won't be any different that way.
Shaq Lawson had one of his better games statistically last weekend. Last Thursday, when you did film review, did it bear out that as well, that he
Yeah, he had a
statistical
strong game. He's improved the last probably 3 weeks. Just a lot of the little things, fundamentals. He's playing faster. I think he's working a little bit harder, focusing a little bit more, and practicing better. And it's translated into playing a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper.
After the game, you mentioned against Wake Forest, you said no stickers, no smiley faces, no stars. The guys were all seemingly disappointed. Does that say how far you've come as a defense? That
Probably so, but you really don't reflect back on that as much as you just look at, again, what was good and what wasn't so good, and what you're capable of and what you've been doing. And executing basic fundamental things is a requirement to play well. And we came out the gate not really doing that. I'm not sure if we had, I don't know why, but I just didn't feel we were quite as sharp and on edge. A little impressed with ourselves, I don't know. But we won, and there was times we played awfully well. So hopefully our guys are not satisfied. They recognize that they own it, and recognize as you continue to play more quality opponents, again, the margin for errors is none. Certainly this